this process isn't, it doesn't work. I gotta get back into the groove of stuff, and I want to start by cleaning up this mess. The only problem is I can't find my dustpan. My dustpan. I found my dustpan. Now's the time to get back into the swing of things. I've made an absolute mess lately, and I had to take it easy due to my arm and my infection. So you can see how much stuff is really accumulated. Like, look at all the little bits and pieces I have to pick up, all those nuts and bolts I have to pick up, all this crap, all those wrenches, this entire bike. So strategically, I think it would be the smartest idea to get this thing done. Just put it all back together. That way we can get all those plastics off the ground, we can move this bike, we can have some wiggle room, some room for activities. We haven't turned wrench in a couple days. We might be a little slow, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try to get you done, gorgeous. I don't know how many of you guys dig into something this big or of this magnitude and walk away from it for a few days and then come back to it and try to figure out where you left off. But that's where I am right now, and I'm kind of uncertain where I left off. All I do know is I put the carburetor in, and I really didn't do anything after that. The carburetor gives the engine fuel, and if I don't remember to hook everything up, then we're not gonna get fuel. And the engine won't run, and then we'll be dead in the water. It's important to know exactly where we left off, what needs to be tightened, what has to be put on. I just don't want to do something stupid and out of order and waste time. I found a problem. Right here, for example, this bracket's on backwards. This bracket's supposed to be flipped around and protect this gas line from getting damaged. I'm not exactly sure where this wire ran to, but I have it hooked up and I have it ran. It's just, I'm not sure if it's exactly where it needs to go. You own a bike or a machine and you have that little tiny squeak and you have everything greased that needs to be greased and it continues to squeak. That's why I'm greasing every bolt on the suspension, because I don't like that noise. Not only that, but it's a lot easier to remove these bolts after a few hours down the road when they're greased. Back tire is back off the ground. Luckily, my shifter's not like Jake's shifter, because as you guys know, yesterday Jake broke his shifter. I like Jake's shifter better though. It's got a way different design, and I prefer his design. I need coolant. You can't tell on camera, but I no longer need coolant, thanks to a jug of coolant. These pants keep on getting caught on this. And I keep on dragging the bike, and I don't want to pull it off the stands I have it on. Make another mess, break something else. No good. I totally forgot to buy a new air filter. The mice have gotten into this one. Or something has gotten into this one. I will have to order another one. It's really not that bad though, it's just chewed up. After I do this, I go online and go shopping. Alright, so we got our air filter, we have coolant, trying to remember what I need. No, just kidding. We need gas, we need spark, we need air, and to prevent this thing from overheating, we need coolant. As you guys know, I tore this thing apart, I rebuilt the carburetor, cleaned it all out. Everything looked really nice. So now I want the air box on along with the air filter, get the gas on here, so that everything is going to be the same when I run it on the track or ride it on a trail. It's going to go through the same process. The engine's going to run the same. Now if I took the air box off of the air filter, it wouldn't run the same. So that's why we gotta stab it on now. Check how it runs, and then if I like how it runs, we'll stab it all together. Yeah, stab! Hello, I'm looking for a spark plug. I was just wondering if you guys had it in stock. I actually have the number right here. Okay. I need it in an NGK but it's an IFR. Those guys had difficulties looking up the spark plug. It was like the spark plugs for the BMW all over again. I had to call like 10 people. I'm not gonna call 10 people. I'm just gonna go to the dirt bike shop up the street, ask him and see if he has a spark plug. If he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But one thing's for sure, I'm not wasting my time by putting this gas tank on and using that old spark plug. I want to start out with a fresh new one. That's how I am. And when I have this much time invested, I want to have everything fresh because I want it starting first kick. I don't want to be screwing around. I don't want to question, hey, is there too much air? Is there too much gas? Is there not enough spark? You see where I'm coming from? We want fresh spark plug, fresh gas, fresh oil. We want to be rocking and rolling. I have some phenomenal news. I bought a new air filter. Yep, that's right. Bought a new air filter. Hopefully we'll replace this one before the race, but we will run it when we do our first startup. It's really not that bad. It's just dark from, you know, wear. Dirt, mud, grime, the usual. She's cherry for a little startup and a little run and a little ride. Just she could be better. So that's why we bought a new one. Here are the remaining pieces. We have my gas tank seat, plastics. I want to clean up the garage, but I also just thought of something else. This fender is broken, as you guys know. Now, quite a long time ago, I went ahead and welded this with a hot screwdriver and a torch. And it didn't really hold because I only did it from this side. I didn't do it from this side too. So there was lack of penetration. I went ahead and zip tied it and that's holding it right now. But I think we can give it another go because why not? We're waiting on a spark plug anyways. I got this thing plastic welded, but it's not very good. This process it doesn't work. See, what you do is you take a screwdriver that doesn't really act as a screwdriver and you heat it up and you melt some material and you try to mix it together. The only problem is plastic isn't metal, and I'll explain why that's not a benefit. I did do the topping and the bottom. The only thing is plastic, it just isn't gonna hold. It might make it a race. It might make it a ride. I don't know. You guys will see that in the future. But what happens is with metal, the metal doesn't go anywhere. All this smoking and everything, well, usually you only see smoke when you stick weld, but MIG weld and TIG welding, you don't see metal fly up in the air. Like all this smoke and everything is the plastic actually melting. And that smoke is the plastic. And now my garage is filled with it, which isn't good for my lungs. So the problem is you're trying to take a little bit from A and a little bit from B and mix it together and create C. The only problem is now you have less material from A and B. You're putting it into C. I'm saying, like, if this side's A and this is B, if I take a little bit from this side, a little bit from this side, mix it in the middle, even if I had this so it's built up nice, now we have two weak points. We have a weak point on this side and a weak point on this side. So that's the flaw there. Now, if there was some way I could put additional plastic on while I was mixing it, then that would be beneficial. But I really don't have anything like that. Let me give you a little bit of welding experience. So I got a 2-year degree in welding. I also got a 2-year degree in English and in science and math. I had to think, it's been a while. And I'm not using it. This is either a MIG weld or a TIG weld. Okay, for these purposes, we're gonna say this is a stick weld. So what happens is you have this piece and you have this piece and you're trying to put this weld down. So what you do is you start an arc. What that means is you get this thing to basically light and conduct electricity. So you heat this piece up, and then you're dripping this on here, and you're basically mixing a whole pool as you're going. You're taking a little bit out of here, a little bit out of here, and adding some from your filler material. And that's how you get that weld. Now, if you didn't have filler material, what would happen is this would be thinner. Now, you can TIG weld without filler material. It's called autogenous TIG. And basically what you do is you take two pieces like this, and you just take a little bit out of here, a little bit out of here, and just mix it together in the middle. And the reason why that works and that doesn't work is, like I said, the plastic goes into the atmosphere. It burns. Metals don't really do that. So enough of this science experiment, that's good enough. It's gonna break anyways. Whether I do a wheelie and fall off the back, it'll break. Even if the Fender was brand new, it would still break. Usually. Or if a whole bunch of mud kicks up, or if somebody runs into it, it's gonna break. That's all there is to it. We're done with that. What we need to do is clean up this effing mess. I think it would be extremely beneficial though if we got some fresh air in here, because I love my lungs. While I clean up this godforsaken mess, I want to talk to you guys a little bit more. Remember when I bought that fuel card at that one fuel station? I call it a fuel station, not a gas station, because I buy diesel most of the time. Well, the good news is I saved like $6 by buying this card and then using it for diesel fuel. The only problem is I lost $35 because I lost the freaking card. And that's the gift card game. That's why companies want to sell you a gift card. Not only are they guaranteed that you're going to have to spend that $25 that you gave Sally for her birthday, but now if Sally loses that $25, well, hey, that's a free $25. So if I don't find that gas card, then they got me. They got me out of 35 bucks because I bought a $100 gift card, spent 65, do some math, it's good for you. It's good for the old dome. So the last question I have to ask you guys before we conclude this video is, have you ever been screwed out of a gift card, whether you lost it or you couldn't find a way to spend money at a certain place? I don't know. Leave it in the comment section below if you have been burnt by a gift card. That's your mission. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. Until tomorrow, 3D Machines out. I love you guys. Don't forget to actually interact, comment, and like the video. If you guys want to see projects and builds, more projects and builds, bigger projects and builds, you'll do the interaction. Because I dig it when you do the interaction. Yeah, I guess so.